we're back in the shop. So I'm gonna do a quick update for you guys, show you what we've been working on. Down here, you can see we got a dog. We get a lot of parts that went through, let me pull one of these up. These are like the vice jaws, the chuck jaws for the 3-jaw that's here. Went through evaporust and some purple power to clean it all up. Turned out pretty good actually, considering how nasty it looked before. I'll show you what the chuck looks like and you'll see what I mean. Numbers you can actually read now, which is pretty nice. Bunch of other small parts, different things. A lot of it still has paint on it. So like this is is for holding your work in the middle. I'm not sure what it's called, center support, something like that. I took all the pieces out of it. It's still got the paint, so I'm gonna have to strip some paint off and then clean it. This thing is the center support and it's rusted closed. So we're treating that. That's gonna be another project soon. But for now, what I'm working on is the big old 3-jaw. So what I have going on here, where is the tool? Over here. Let's grab this so I can show you guys. So you go to open your 3-jaw. Look at that. You go to open your 3-jaw and no matter how much weight I put on this thing, 3-jaw chuck ain't opening. So I have bathed this today in like half a bottle of PV Blaster, trying to let it loosen up a little bit, and finally, with a little bit of hammering and a little bit of PV Blaster, with all my weight, this is starting to move. So we're gonna take the first 3 bolts out, and don't worry, this isn't gonna hurt it. It's basically just being pressed in and held so it can't move. So I'm gonna take those 3 bolts out, keep struggling with this. I'll bring you guys a video when I get this apart, show you the insides, how grimy it is. Oh, before I go, I'll show you the insides of the back, just so you guys can see how nasty this thing is. Look in there. I think the threads are actually still halfway decent. It's clearly disgusting in there. I have a feeling this thing has been sitting for probably 40 years, give or take a couple years. So I'll get it back apart. Well, I will get it apart. I'll take you through the journey of that because it's not gonna be fun. All right, check that out. We got the back plate off. 3 screws holding it. So I'm guessing this is gonna be similar. This looks like there are 4 nuts holding this one on. So eventually this one's gonna come off and get cleaned up. But thing is, it's actually working now, so I don't want to take that off quite yet. So we got the back plate off. We got the 3 big bolts out, all rusty. You can see back here. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I think the threads are also gonna be fine. It's just dark and rusty, but the steel itself, like you can see in the screw holes, the steel itself is still nice and white. Did find out what it is. Let's see here. You don't even need light for that. It is coming back out. Union Manufacturing from New Britain, Ontario, it looks like. Here's a serial number on it. So hopefully it'll clean up nice. Hopefully it's good North American steel, not some crappy steel. But the next thing is trying to get the jaws out, which is going to be fun because it's held in by like 5 flathead screws. So that's going to be a nightmare, but well, I'll get it done. And for you guys, it'll be like 30 seconds. For me, it's probably going to take like 3 days to get those screws loosened up, but we'll get it taken care of. We'll get that done, get it apart, get it cleaned, and hopefully I can show you guys the guts of this thing in like snap. Can I snap and have the guts ready? Short answer, no. After screwing with it for a while, pun intended, it took about 4 days of sitting it in penetrating oil and then creating my own tooling and then trying some nice screwdriver bits that fit on a socket wrench. I finally got 4 of the 5 to be removed. Either 4 of the 5 or 5 of the 6. I can't remember. However many. One less than total. The last one did not budge and stripped completely out, so I ended up drilling it out, trying to use a bunch of different things on it, And finally, I use the old tap method of putting a punch against the side and hitting it to spin it out. But you'll see that coming up. So, what we ended up doing after buggering up that hole, like you see, and the screw, torn to shit. So, what did I do? We left it for a week with penetrating oil. And tried drilling it, well, before we left for vacation. Tried drilling it out. I tried using an easy out just for shits and giggles. I didn't think that was going to work. Tried pressing a screwdriver in and twisting it, and it went to shit. So, ended up, after drilling it all out and everything, left it with penetrating oil for like a week. Was gone on vacation for like a week, so it's just been sitting in here with penetrating oil. And lo and behold, I take a punch to it on the side and start tapping it, rotating it out, and it comes right out. So, I'm going to take this last one out, see if we can take this back plate off, and then we'll see what the guts look like, because I have a feeling they're not going to be pretty. Why did the penetrating oil finally work? You tell me. So, I kissed the side of the screw when I was drilling it out and cut a little bit of the threading. Shouldn't hurt anything, which the reason the penetrating oil wasn't working so well before is because it couldn't get past this, flow down, and then down through into the screw to the rusty part. So drilling it out actually looks like it was what caused it to fail in the end in the best way possible, allowing the penetrating fluid to come down and coat all the rust and allow that bolt to come out. So what's going to happen? These are probably going to get replaced. Sorry. These are the original bolts, excuse me, that were rusted in place. They are slotted screw heads, and you can see it took a lot of force to get these things out. I think if I can match something up very similar, hopefully I don't have to make it on the lathe. I'm hoping I don't have to make a new one. If I can match something similar, I would like to put hex head bolts back in instead of flatheads. So we'll see what we find when we go to put this thing back together. But the last bolt is finally out. Let's take this apart and see what happens. All right, so we have cracked open our 80-year-old geode, and if you want to come in here and look, it's rough. I don't think it's too rough to fix, but there is a lot of corrosion. See, these look pretty good. They don't look bad. There's a lot of corrosion up in these areas here. You can see it all came off into the gears, and probably why it doesn't want to move a whole lot. So I think we can, well, I'm not giving up on it. There's no reason to give up on it now that we've gotten this far. But as you can see, these things are locked up tight, so I have to tap them loose probably. See if we can tap them out. And take it, let's see, just for shits and giggles. Anyways, we'll take it all apart and see what we can do. Catch you back.